guys, today I'm going to show you all my settings. I think it gives you a pretty good competitive advantage over other people, so just kind of keep note of these. If you don't want to use them, don't use them. So I start with full screen. That's really important for keeping everything smooth. VSync, triple buffering, and reduce buffering, I have them all set to off. NVIDIA Reflex set to enable plus boost. That's only for newer graphics cards. Go to graphics quality. So then go down the list here. I set it at low, which automatically pulls everything to low. Then I bring texture quality back to high just because it looks nicer. Shadow detail to high. That's important for seeing people around corners. If you see like their shadow poke out around the corner, you might know they're coming before they even get there. Same goes for FX detail. There's like muzzle flash on like soldier's gun, so you can see it flashing around a corner, and you can kind of get an idea where they're at because of that. Another important one to keep note of is model detail. Make sure that's set to low, because then things like balloons on Blizzard World won't pop up. So say you're like looking at a fair, there's not a balloon in your face, but if you have that off, there's no balloon at all. So it's kind of competitive advantage in a weird way. Let's go to details. I just show my frame rate and my network latency just so I can see what's going on right here, if I'm lagging or not. Let's go to sound is pointless. This is silly, but make sure on your controller settings that you have aim smoothing turned to 0, because if you have it at 100, it's harder to aim for whatever reason. They claim that they patched this, but I don't believe it. Just do it, just in case. Allied health bars, make sure that's set to default, and then show friendly outlines as always. Just because you're not a support is not a bad idea to see your teammates through walls. I think that's pretty good. Let's go to communication. So I need healing because it's kind of right below my movement keys here. Set to C, group up is V, Z for ultimate status, so you can start to communicate to your team through those buttons right there. Voice line, that's really important. Make sure you have that set to your mouse button. If you come down here to ping, I have my middle mouse button as default, but I changed it to, instead of ping in world, to ping enemy. Because very rarely are you pinging anything else. I mean, defending, like, just, I don't know. It's kind of silly. These are all kind of whatever. So we'll go into the individual heroes now. So I'll just kind of speed through these, and you can pause the video if you need, and I'll explain any little changes in here. So that's that. Go to Doomfist. Junker Queen. Orisa. Reinhardt. Roadhog. So if you scroll down here, I have my left click and right click reversed. I just think it's cleaner. In my head, if you get used to what you're used to, then just keep it that way, but I think it's better. Sigma. Winston. The dot's mainly for the right click. Also keep note, primary fire cancels secondary fire, turn that to off. So, because right now if you hold right click and you accidentally hit left click, it just cancels your right click, it doesn't shoot at all. But if you have it set to off, you will actually fully do your right click before you go to your left click. Again, I have them reversed. Wrecking ball. Zarya. That's also like a perfect circle for her right click, so if you hit that, it's cleaner. Ash.
Yo, somebody just followed.
Thanks for the sub.
X-Sock. Hey, there you go. Hey, GG's. You fucking Lucia, dude. Fuck off.
Relative aim sensitivity while zoomed. Make sure that's 51.8%. That keeps it a 1-to-1 ratio from your left click to when you're when you're unscoped to scoped in. So it just makes it cleaner for when you're shooting, instead of having like two different sensitivities for when you're scoped in or not. Bastion. Cassidy. Just a little circle. Echo. Genji. Okay, guys, don't laugh. I will explain. It's very, very big. Okay, so when you right click, your shurikens come out in a horizontal pattern. If you look right here, your left one will come out here, your middle one will come out here, and your right one will come out on the edge here. So say you're trying to hit someone's head and you aim that at their head, you will hit their head every single time. So it comes out 1, 2, 3 like that. This is kind of pointless and this is kind of pointless. I'd get rid of them if I could, but I can't. So when you're left clicking, you just use the middle dot. That is Genji, and that's why it's so big. The Hanzo one, I have show accuracy turned on, so it like scopes in and out based off like how far you pull back the bow. And when it's fully pulled back, this will turn just a little dot, so you'll know that it's 100% hit, 100% damage. Then we got Junkrat, just a little dot. Rip Tire automatically climbs walls. This helps a lot. Sometimes it gets stuck. You're like, why won't it go up this wall? This will just allow it to smoothly climb. May. Farah. It's a bit of a bigger dot. It's easier for me to hit. I don't know why. I just like it better. Reaper. This is the best. You can use that to hit their head, and the rest is just extra spray. Sojourn. Got a red one for Sojourn, just because Canadian. Also keep note, left click and right click I have reversed. Just easier to aim for me. Soldier. Got Sombra. Try to get their head in that little right there. That's the best. Symmetra. Mainly use that for the right click. Torbjorn. Tracer. I have a bit of a thicker crosshair for her because when you're moving quickly, it's hard to like aim for me at least. So I have it a bit thicker because I'm a boomer, I guess. Widow. Little circle. Also keep note, relative aim sensitivity while zoomed. Have that 37.89%. Keeps it a 1-to-1 ratio from when you're unscoped to when you're scoped in. So it's not like you're trying to like figure out what sensitivity you're using between the two different things. Exact same thing for Anna. Same crosshair and same thing, relative aim sensitivity while zoomed. 37.89% keeps it smooth and keeps it more accurate. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio when you're unscoped and when you're scoped in. Baptiste. So I try to get their body or their head in between these two and just left to right strafe, and then you can get your bullets in that little cone and get some good shots. Also have recoil, recovery, aim compensation turned off. It's just easier to aim, I guess, with it. It tries to like aim for you kind of with it. And a lot of people don't know that. It's a weird setting. We got Broccoli. Her hitbox is whatever, it's just swinging. Kariko, I seem to like this so far. I might change it down the road, but I like it so far, so maybe try that. She's really hard to aim with. Toggle healing Ofuda should be turned to off. That way you don't use all your healing cards in one burst. You can use a couple and kind of reserve some at the same time. Also, I reversed left and right click again. Lucio, my boy. So this is his settings. This is good for his left click, and right click is about that, right about that size for his boops. If you want to wall ride 10 times easier and better, change this to on, allow backwards wall ride, and wall jump on release, turn that to off. I can't explain, just test it out, you'll see what I mean. Mercy, a little dot for her pistol. Guardian Angel, target priority, I have it set to facing target only, because if you set it to prefer, it can get you into sticky situations sometimes, but some people like that the other way around. Toggle Guardian Angel to off, so it's just easier to control that way. Also toggle beam connection, keep that on off as well. It's just easier to go from left to right click back and forth. Moira, got a little circle, so you try to get her P in the circle when you're healing them, and then right click is whatever. And then finally Zenyatta, little circle. Okay, so we got gameplay. There's not much to really see here. Only one to keep note of is enable high precision mouse input. It just, if you have a higher sense, it helps a lot with like aiming. Even if you have a lower sense, I'd still would do it, because like currently, if you have it set to off, it will go frame to frame to frame. But this allows you to shoot in like a quarter of a frame, or like half a frame, 3/4 of a frame, anywhere in between, so you can get more precision out of your mouse. How'd I leave this? I'm trying to play with the sound enemy eliminated on and teammate eliminated on, just because like it gets so crazy in the middle of the game, and it's hard to keep note of like, did someone just die on my team or the other team? So I have those set to on. Waypoint opacity and respawn icon opacity I've set to 25%. It's just less clutter in your screen when you're trying to like get in the midst of a battle. Social, this is kind of whatever. Accessibility, turn that shit to reduced, please. It is so bad. Like, I don't want my camera to shake around when I'm moving. HUD shake, same thing. Menu movement, it's whatever, but I have it all turned off. I don't like it. Colorblind, personally, I find it easiest red and blue. I don't know. Some people change it to like purple and yellow and stuff. I find it harder to play that way. So that's how I have it. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for coming out. I will see you later.